Hi guys, Anime Gypsy here with Boruto episode 26 review. Overall, this episode gets a 2 out of 5 in my perspective. It wasn't that good. Um, but I'll walk through the steps as to why. First reason is animation. The animation was pretty bad. There were a lot of still shots, a lot of poor drawn bits, especially in the very beginning. Um, that aside, in later on in the anime, we get an explanation as to, or a re-explanation as to what happened with the fourth Mizukage and the whole Bloody Mist Village incident, and why the Bloody Mist was called the Bloody Mist beforehand. Sorry, why the Bloody Mist was called the Bloody Mist. And the reason they give is that the Bloody Mist was called the Bloody Mist because the fourth Mizukage came in and destroyed the education system. Well, not destroyed, reformed the education system so kids slaughter themselves. And this is where I have a problem, because this is a major plot hole that they just made. And this is something that was established in Shippuden as well, where they talked about the reason the Bloody Mist was called the Bloody Mist was because of the actions of Yagura and what Yagura had to do with it, right? Okay. I call this the Yagura plot hole, and it's a big ass plot hole, okay? Bear with me. First off, Kakashi, Obito, and Zabuza are the same age. Kakashi, Obito, and Zabuza are the same age. This is in the data books, and it's been alluded to in the anime itself. All right. So Zabuza fought Kakashi, and when Zabuza was fighting Kakashi, Zabuza told Kakashi that when he was a kid, he killed his friends because the fourth Mizukage implemented this rule for him to kill his friends, so he could graduate. Right? It was a kill to be killed situation. Okay? So the thing is, when Zabuza was a kid, Kakashi was a kid, and Obito was a kid. So Obito was supposed to be in the academy when this happened. Alright? But he wasn't. This is part 1 of the plot hole. Part 2 of the plot hole. Part 2 of the plot hole, okay? Part 2 of the plot hole goes like this. So Obito gets out of Madara's hideout and sees Rin being attacked by Blood Mist Village members. You see where this is going, right? It was alluded to during that particular attack that they were called the Blood Mist Village. But then later on, what ends up happening was that he went to Blood Mist Village, controlled the Mizukage, and implemented that rule, and then the village was known as the Blood Mist Village. You see where there's an issue here? This is... I like a lot of stuff about Naruto. The storylines are amazing. It's just they put themselves in gaping plot holes all the time. They really do. They make those plot holes. They artificially make plot holes just to annoy the fans. That's the Naruto way. Right? That is the Naruto way. And by the way, we get information about that new Jonin that we just saw, Kagura. We find out that his last name is Karatachi. The same last, and we also find out this chapter that this episode that Yagura's last name was Karatachi. Okay? Now, I'm not the only one that's calling this, obviously. I'm betting thousands of people caught this. And I'm guarantee you that there's going to be, like, a lot of videos about this by the time I upload this one. I think that Kagura is Yagura's grandchild. It's obvious in my perspective. And we kind of got some... We got alluded... We have information alluded to us in the previous Naruto chapters that Yagura was actually married. So it makes sense that Yagura has a kid and his kid has a kid, so on and so forth. So that was a nice bit over there. With that aside, yeah, this is what ends up happening at the very end. I like Denki getting kidnapped. I'm okay with that. But in the ending, we find out that Mitsuki and Kagura are going to be fighting those chumps that we just saw. Now, They'll have to pull some BS, so this would actually look like a decent fight. And I'm gonna explain why. Okay, Iwabe right now is high tier tuning level, mid to high tier tuning level, easy. Uh, Boruto right now is low tier tuning level. Okay, and those two are gonna be fighting. Shikadai and Shikadai and Inojin are also low tier tuning level. So you have three low tier tuning levels, one low tier tuning level, okay, and one mid tier tuning, high tier tuning level, okay, and then you have Mitsuki and Kagura. Those two are high tier jonin, easy. Well, for one, um, we get we get to find out that Kagura is very close to achieving Kage level status, or he is already at Kage level status. We haven't seen that much of him, but we know he is around that area. He's Kakashi level basically. And yes, I do think Kakashi is Kage level. I just don't think he's as strong as a lot of people think he is. But that aside, Mitsuki is able to activate Sage Mode. Yes, he is at this point because we see this reference where Mitsuki says in the anime previously that I found my sun and I found my moon or whatever, and this is the same thing you hear Mitsuki say in the manga after he achieves Sage Mode. Basically, this is basically the writer's trying to tell us, okay, this thing already happened. He's already achieved it, but it's probably going to be reanimated some other time. Because he only gets into the search for Boruto after that whole Shibaku surgery thingy-majig that we get to see in the manga. Well, not surgery, it was after the cloning incident and then him achieving Sage Mode. He searches for Boruto. Okay, that aside, on other things, we get to look at Chojiro's persona and his character development in general, and it's substantial. It's pretty good. It really is. He's no longer the shy guy that we've seen. We also got to find out that he is economically savvy and he is able to make economic decisions and grow a nation. So that's characterization for him right there. Other than that, not much. Again, my reasoning for this episode being bad in my perspective is the plot hole, the gaping Yagura plot hole, and the animation quality. Other than that, it was okay. Oh, and Iwabe. Iwabe was that pissed just because his grandpa served. Like it's not like his grandpa was killed by the Mizukage, Yagura. His grandpa served next to the Mizukage Yagura and died next to the Mizukage Yagura. And he's that pissed at the Mizukage. I understand that your dad told you all this stuff, Iwabe. But seriously, Iwabe, you've never met the guy. It's just Iwabe. That's too much. You had people during the Great War that had siblings killed and made up with the nation that killed those siblings. So Iwabe, you got no excuse. Grow a pair. So other than that, this episode, as I said, is a 2 out of 5. And if you liked what I had to say, please comment down below. Please like the video and comment down below. If you dislike, just tell me why down in the comments. And last but not least, I'm going to talk about the whole thing I said about each arc in Boruto potentially being in a different place other than Konoha. Now, obviously, I don't think every single arc is going to be that way, but I think we're going to see a lot more of Konoha, and that's what I said even before the Mist arc in a video I made about what I think is going to happen in the future of the Boruto manga. And I didn't... I'm going to lay out a few arcs that I think are going to happen in Boruto. I think we're going to have a Hidden Stone arc. I think we're going to have a Hidden Stone arc. I think we're going to have a Hozuki Castle arc. And I think we might have another hidden cloud. We might have a hidden cloud arc. I'm not quite sure about the hidden wind, hidden sand, because we've already seen hidden sand. Actually, no. Probably we're gonna be there, but I'm not sure if we're gonna have an arc centered around that place, like we're having right now with the hidden mist. So those are three arcs that I think are gonna happen: a hidden cloud, hidden stone, and Hozuki Castle. Yeah. Um, that aside, please comment what you think about what I said down below. Tell me if you disagree with something, please. And until next time, Anime Gypsy is out. And this is Anime Gypsy and I'm out. Or whatever my ending is, sorry.